And just like that, we have more product hit the market last week than in the previous 3 weeks combined. Find out how more inventory will affect buyers and sellers over the coming months in your Monday Market Monitor. It is amazing what a difference a week can make in the real estate market. In fact, there are some very intriguing things happening right now that I'm going to unpack alongside all the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver stats for the week of January 8th to January 15th, 2023. Time to dive into the most impressive number from this past week, and that's the number of new listings that have come to the market. And yes, as I mentioned in the intro video, we had more listings hit the market last week than in the previous 3 weeks combined. Now, I guess it wasn't really hard because it was Christmas, but still. This week totaled 904 new listings. It's great to see that these levels of inventory have come back to the market because buyers have been having a really tough time finding homes because of that distinct lack of product coming to the market. So I expect that we will see the number of sales start to increase over the next couple of weeks if those inventory levels keep gaining speed and increasing. Moving on to the expired listings. There were 78 listings that expired or came to the end of their term last week. Again, nothing special about this number now that it's back in line with all of our averages. So there was a slight increase week over week in the number of price changes, and we topped out at 137 of them. I still feel this number is a little bit light since there's been a fair amount of product on the market that's not going to be able to remain competitive with the new levels of inventory that we're now seeing to come to the market if they keep their prices the way they are. So our sales from last week are still a little bit light, but that's because we're still dealing with depleted inventory levels. And given this, we had 176 successful home sales, and it took a median average of 36 days on the market for that successful home sale to happen. I expect two things to sort of happen with these numbers. One, the number of sales should naturally start to rise with the fresh inventory. And two, we will most likely see that median days on market number slowly come down a bit as properties that are well priced and price sharp sell faster than everything else kicking around on the market. All right, and back to my 3 favorite numbers to track. First, the percentage of properties selling at or above list price. Well, that number was back up to 17%, which is pretty good considering the number of new properties coming to the market was super low. Secondly, properties that sold for under $1 million crept back up a little bit to 59%, so that price point is still actually quite popular with people. And finally, the percentage of condos versus townhomes, or condos and townhomes versus detached homes selling is still at a steady 69%, meaning that when I look at the trend line, it looks like the condo and townhome market is slowing and the detached homes are rebounding and starting to gain traction. I'm even seeing detached homes move much faster. When I went to organize a tour for clients in Pitt Meadows, Coquitlam area last week, I started making calls and there was a potential 15 properties that we could see. By the time I actually got to the tour, 2 days later, there were only 3 properties left that had not sold or had an accepted offer. Moral of the story, kids, is that the properties are moving on the detached side of things, and it does not look like that's going to stop for a while. Of course, you can be sure that I will keep monitoring this data for you. And remember, if you want to have an in-depth conversation about the Vancouver real estate market and how these stats will affect your 2023 home sale or home purchase, then reach out for some expert advice. Thanks so much for tuning in to your Monday Market Monitor, and we will see you in the next video.